perfect. It's 11.
Okay. Okay, we will call this meeting to order for the Land Bank. Looks like we will start with the minutes from the November 21st, 2024 meeting. If everybody's had a chance to review those.
I move we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All right, we have a first and a second. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. We will move on to the election of officers.
All right. Well, first off, I'd like to welcome Glenda. Glenda, if you want to say hello to everybody.
Hello.
Do you know everybody by chance?
I do not.
Okay, I'll let everybody kind of go around the horn here, and we'll just do name swaps.
Okay. I'm Rod Cry. I guess we're not representing, I'm a city commissioner.
There you go.
That would be
Just say that.
good enough.
Yeah.
Chip Westfall on the committee here. Live south by Walmart.
Puts up Christmas lights every year.
Okay.
Casey Powell, just a business member in the community.
Dan Harder, business member of the community.
Brian Donnelly, know you very well.
And I'm Glenda Ledesma. I'm with Berkshire Hathaway. I'm a realtor. We just got acquired by Berkshire, but I had been with Wygan since 2019. So happy to be here.
Well, welcome.
Welcome.
And you can elect her as your new
Sounds
chair.
great.
I think no. But anyways,
I always thought it was the last one of the meeting, but okay.
yeah, if you guys would like to.
If I would have known
We'd
that,
add that to the bylaws.
I would have been camping out last night.
It's a trap. It was a trap. Yeah, what you guys can discuss it, and who do you think should be chair, vice chair?
I think Cassie should still be chair.
I'd second that motion. Okay.
I have to say you didn't pronounce my name right, so it doesn't
Yeah,
count.
so it's Casey.
I don't care. She'd still be president.
My 16 years on the commission with the county and checking ballots, the intention of the voter overrules the legality of the name.
Would you like to amend your motion then to?
Yes.
Okay.
Casey Smith. Second. Okay, now you say
Ratification.
all in favor.
Well,
Oh,
can we
okay.
get a chair and a vice chair, pair that together?
Oh.
That'd be pretty awesome if you could do that.
Is there a
I would
volunteer? for
nominate
vice
Chip
chair?
to be vice chair.
Okay.
I'll only serve when Casey Smith isn't here.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a motion.
Second.
All right.
Short of seconds today.
We have a motion and a second. Is there further discussion? If not, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Okay, thank you.
Teach you to show up last ever again.
I bet she's the first one here next year.
I am telling you, I'm going to be the first in here every meeting. Okay, we'll move on to item 3, 118 South Kansas Avenue, PSA extension requests.
Yeah, I should have had this pulled up. Sorry, let me get onto the. So I can see if you can go to the pictures, that'd be great.
That looks really good.
It does. So they've Carlos. They've made good strides. They're just short of completing the requirements of the PSA by building the privacy fence to separate the residential from the commercial, or the house from the restaurant. Unfortunately, they can't be here today. They've suffered a hardship. Carlos was actually in an accident, and so he's still recouping. They're kind of shorthanded, so I'm representing them so they don't have to miss their lunch hour today, since they're shorthanded already. So it's up to you if you want to give them an extension. I would just recommend at a staff level giving them a whole nother year. Just give them 12 months so that they can get that privacy fence up. That way we're just not, if something happens over the summer, 6 months might be a little too short-sighted. I just don't want to have to come back here to, do the same request.
Yeah, I like the way the project looks, and I think they've done a great job. I'd make a motion, we extend it for 12 months.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion on that? Okay, we have a first and a motion and a second. All those in favor of giving them a one-year extension, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, that
Thank you.
moves. Next, we will go on to the budget approval.
Yes, so Donna couldn't be here today, but she held my hand through all of this to get it through. You're not actually approving the budget itself today. The budget approval, the slide that you see, you're just saying that this is you're kind of giving me the head nod approval today is what you're doing for number 4. So if you can look at the budget slide, if there's any questions, comments, or concerns. This is our first year with actual budget authority, so we can actually spend some of this money now. We're free to do that. So it's basically a mirror of last year's budget, so nothing really outstanding has changed. Worked with Donna to knock out like the fees, commissions, and mowing and all that stuff. So no motions needed, just if you want to discuss it, just to discuss it and say it's okay, it's not okay, what do we need to do to flex it?
So question on, just looking at some of the line items, the mowing, is it going to be city mowing, or
Yes.
can we contract a less expensive option?
I just put that number up there just to be safe. We
Yeah.
probably won't spend that much, but yeah, we would look to have it on our circuit of mowing
On the cities.
from the city.
Okay.
And I think that will end up being the less expensive option at the end of the day, but we just wanted to put 500 in there just to make sure we covered it, because we just have the one lot on 11th Street.
So if we want to, if something happens and we need to spend more than $5,350, we have to go back and through the process again?
No, maybe I don't believe so, because we have more than that in the bank. So that was just
Right,
an
right. But it doesn't matter how much you have.
Right.
I think it sounds.
We might have to, but we set these numbers even higher, so hopefully we don't hit those.
They're plenty high.
Numbers, yeah. So if we have to come back, we got to come back.
Okay. I would make the motion we approve as presented.
But we don't
Now,
need
what
to.
do we do ahead?
You don't need to do a motion. I just need
Okay.
your blessing that this is okay to
Okay.
present.
So we just need to go.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, awesome.
always do a budget.
That'll be reflected in the minutes, so
I hate to do
the head nod.
Did they need to set the budget hearing date?
That's the next,
Okay, we will now set the budget hearing date.
there you go. So we have looked at the calendar, and Donna has teed everything up for, if you're okay with setting the budget hearing for August 21st, 2025. So that will be our next land bank meeting that we would schedule. And that's when we would have the budget hearing, have everybody open to the public, publish everything, and then they have a chance to speak on it if they would like, and then that's where you would actually
Okay.
formally adopt after
Okay.
the public hearing.
I won't be here then.
Okay. We'll hopefully have a quorum, so we'll make sure of that. But this, I do need a motion for.
I'm good on that date.
Okay. So
I'll
moved.
second the motion.
Good.
Okay. So who made the motion?
Just pick somebody. We don't
Okay.
care.
I think, yeah, this sounds good.
I'll do the,
Brian kind of did.
He
I
kinda
think he
did,
kind of
'cause
did.
said
That's
he
where I
was
was, that's where I was
All right,
leaning,
fine,
so.
yeah, fine. I'm good with that, 21st, August 21st. I make the motion, be our next meeting and approve or do the budget.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. And now we just have a manager update.
Yeah, so we just have the one lot, and I'm kind of talking to a couple parties that maybe are interested in our lot. If you've never seen 324 East 11th Street, it is not super conducive to construction. Even Habitat for Humanity will not accept the lot because it doesn't fit their buildable specs. And when you look at it from space, it's a very long, deep lot that you, driving by it, you wouldn't think, oh, I could probably put a house on that lot. So but there's a couple interested parties that hopefully in August, they might come to either make a request, discounted sale. I don't know what that looks like, but just know we have one interested party, because the next item that I was going to cover was signage for these lots when we do have properties, to say, hey, these lots are for sale. I've priced them at Guerrilla Marketing. They do like $10. I don't think we need flashy real estate signs, you know, like Berkshire Hathaway signage or anything like that. I think we just need something that says, almost like a political sign that says, Land Bank, here's a number, this property is available. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet I mean, we can get a couple now that we have budget authority, but that was kind of the direction I was going to go for our lots, to show that they're available, as well as putting them on like a Zillow or a Realtor.com. We don't contract with any realtors at the moment. It's in our ability to contract with a realtor. I just don't know what that benefits us doing with just the one lot. I don't know how that would benefit us at the moment, especially if
And
this
we
light.
price them at what percentage of appraised value?
75% of the appraised value. So it's listed on our newly updated website, which looks amazing. They can go on to the Land Bank site, and the forms are built in for donation, for purchase. Everything's embedded. Aaron did a great job with all of that, but we have it listed for $5,595, which is 75% of the county appraised value. So going on with that, that's kind of where we're at with 324. To update you on potential tax sales, the last sale that they had was March 13th. It was for a house on 328 East 6th Street. They have not confirmed with county. There could be a tax sale coming up in the near future, but they don't have anything on the books yet. Not a lot of properties, right? They did this tax sale just for the one property, so we're not getting a lot of properties cycling through at the moment. So our options to acquire properties are pretty limited. We're limited to those tax sales and/or donations. We do have a little money now that we can maybe go and compete at one of these auctions if the property is right. So just know we're constantly monitoring that, and if a property becomes available, we might have to call a meeting to discuss if we're interested in going for it. 611 East 8th Street, I sent him a letter a while back. I didn't hear any correspondence. Brian, I don't know if you had contact. Did you have a phone number for that guy? Because he's living in Mays, right?
I'd have to go see if I can find,
If
dig
you
that.
could, because I'm going to need, it's a pretty complex property. I think Chris had pulled a couple years ago. We found out we have a lien on it for demo of the property, and there's nothing on it now. But
Can't we
he has two bank liens
Right.
on it for like 30 grand.
Can't we advance foreclosure on it and just start that ball rolling? Because the banks aren't going to come in and take it
We could, oftentimes if it's subject to a tax foreclosure auction coming soon, we'll let that process. But yeah, you're right, we could go forward on our lien on it, absolutely.
I think that would be, if we can't get a hold of the guy, start
Okay.
there, and because he's not going to
No.
fight us or anybody else.
I
on
don't
it.
think he is either, but since he doesn't have, since it was his father's property,
Yeah.
there's no, I mean, it's not in his name, so I can't do much with him at the moment, and I need his buy-in if he,
Well, my last conversation with him is he's all for it.
Okay.
I mean, he'll do whatever, he'll sign whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So is this a buildable lot, size lot?
Yeah,
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
yes.
it's the one, you know where it is, Chip?
It's 611 East 8th Street.
So if you're coming from 12th Street on, what is it, High?
Yeah.
Just as you go over the tracks, there's that, right there, that's immediate left. It's the first lot on the right.
Okay.
Okay. And recently, we had another potential property that we might be able to work with the owner on. Give me a little more time to work with him. he's had some code enforcement issues, but his property was conveniently located next to the Third and Boyd property that we had a lot of issues with, public enemy number one probably of the community. So his property kind of got a little more attention than I think it normally would have. So, but having conversations with him, because he's out of town, so he has to come in to maintain the properties from like Topeka and Shawnee. So it's, you know, maybe he's looking at this property now, I think maybe a little differently. So, and it would be a good buildable lot. We could possibly do more than just one house on it. It could be we could maybe do something, maybe multifamily, I don't know, but I'm just kind of riffing at this point. So, but I'll keep you all posted on that. So.
What's that address?
Let me pull it up for you here. Well, that one doesn't have, I'll give you the one across the street, 301 Boyd Avenue.
Okay.
But there's another lot that isn't addressed, but it's on 3rd Street.
Straight north of the one
Yeah.
that we are going to demolish. It has all the crap in the yard.
And there's one east across the street. He has 2 properties that he doesn't, I don't believe he has legitimate ownership of, but they've been taking care of the property for like 35 years.
Oh, my. Okay.
And unless you guys have heard of any properties, that's all I have on my manager's update. So, of available property and interested properties.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, I guess that is it. We will adjourn.
Okay.